Pre-literacy and pre-numeracy are simply the understandings of literacy and numeracy prior to formal learning. So at Sprouting Minds Education, we believe that this learning is through oral communication and language, which is heavily play-based, so through a lot of play opportunities. The purpose of literacy is what we want to get through to our children, so that we don't just read single letters or words, that words have meaning, and that there are different forms of writing and maths around the world and around us. So for example, with recipes, writing lists, shopping lists, letters, that they all have their purpose, and that our children can be immersed in these different areas, especially through incidental language. So for example, with maths, there are a lot of learning opportunities, for example, through time, money, space, and shape, and all of these through different play opportunities in our classroom.
So as well, through things that we have spoken about in some of the other videos, role play situations, where there's a lot of incidental learning with pre-literacy and pre-numeracy, digging out letters from the water beads and shapes from the rice. That's incidental pre-literacy learning, as well as nursery rhyme. We do nursery rhymes every week and we sing them together, have conversations about them, talk about some of even the old language of nursery rhymes as well, and have a lot of communication, that builds a lot of communication skills with the children as well as teaching things like rhyming words. Our book of the week, which is sort of the theme, overarching theme of our entire class each week, and it's what we base our follow-up activities on, and looking at some of the comprehension skills that we use before we read, during the reading and after reading the text. A lot of the meaningful conversations we have with the students as well as modelling how they can have these meaningful conversations with each other as well. Conversation and communication skills are just so important for their development in definitely in pre-literacy areas. Also talking about incidental maths and identifying amounts of things, and talking about their ages, the days of the week, and these are a lot of conversations that we will have just incidentally. There won't be a set specific activity, but something that we would have conversations about every time we have a class.
Absolutely. So at home, a lot of that conversation can be used as well when you're talking to your children, and creating those opportunities, for example, cooking together and talking about quantities, using that mathematical language of less, more, empty, full, next, even procedural vocab, so time connectives like first, second, next, after that, then. And things like having the children's name around the house so that they can start to identify the letters that are in their name, especially those magnetic letters on fridges are great because they can move them around and point to the different letters, and you can also have their name obviously in the list. Things like singing nursery rhymes are also fantastic, and obviously, as we mentioned, something that we do every week in our classes.
So also things like comparative language as well, and comparing big with small and looking at the differences in those sorts of things as well, comparing long with short. Comparative language is a really good one, which helps to start showing opposites and what the idea of opposites means as well. So that brings us to our printable, and it'll help support you in a really important aspect, which is comprehension. And we believe that comprehension is a huge topic, and there are so many things you can do with comprehension and building this skill in your children every single day, every single time you open a book with them. And
we did, I guess, forget to mention that we feel very, very strongly with pre-literacy development that regular reading is of the utmost importance. So, yeah.
We would suggest that you read with your child every single day, and the benefits that will come of that will be something that they will have forever. The skills that they learn really early on with comprehension and being read to are skills that will really set them up for their entire school life.
Even just building vocab, conversations. They have done research that children that are able to be exposed to conversations from an early age and the number of words that they're exposed to early on have strong correlations to academic success later in life. And that is so easily achieved through regular reading.
Yeah. So one of the comprehension skills that we will be touching on, well, the only one we'll be touching on at the moment, there'll be more to come down the track, we are sure, but something that is really easy for you to do at home. And the resource that we'll be giving to you will be something that will help remind you of this skill. So it's nothing too difficult that you'll have to remember. It'll be a bookmark that you can use in the book that they're reading at the time. And on the bookmark, it'll have 3 words for them to think about before they're reading, during reading, and after reading the text. So the 3 words are predict, the second word is the problem, and the third word is resolution. Solution. Resolution.
Or could be resolution,
is
but
another word.
We'll tone it down for our little ones.
Solution. So these 3 words are words that are great for them to be exposed to. So talking about prediction, looking at the front cover of the book and asking them questions like, what do you think this story is going to be about? Look at the characters. Does that give you any clues? What about the title of the book? Does this give you any clues? Does that tell you what the book might be about? What do you think it might be about? And asking lots of questions before you even open the book. And then the problem. So pausing partway through the story when you have reached the problem of the story and have a discussion about that. What do you think is the problem of the story? Have you ever experienced a problem similar to this? How do you think this problem might be resolved? And just asking lots of questions about this area. And this is also a really great one for giving them a text to self connection and identifying times in their life where they may have experienced a situation similar to that of the story. And then coming to the solution, and at the end of the story talking about how was the problem solved? Was it a happy ending?
Did they like how it was solved?
Did they like the ending? Yeah. Would they have done something differently?
Yes. Yeah, so I guess that's our bookmark.
Yep.
And then our second printable is our numeracy traceable cards. So we'd recommend these cards be printed out and maybe laminated so that you can use them over and over again. So you can trace them with whiteboard markers, which are always 10 times more fun than a pencil. You can also use Play-Doh and roll them up into snakes, which is great for fine motor, and fit them into the numbers. You can also do ordering, so cutting the cards out, putting them in order, and you can also do matching quantities, so you could get buttons or beads or matchbox cars and match them to each number. So 1 little car, 2 buttons, 3 bits of pasta, 4 pieces of string. Up to you. The sky is the limit, really.
World is your oyster.
That's right. So, yeah, obviously we just want to be able to create an opportunity to talk about the numbers and what the numbers look like, and also, I guess, an opportunity to be writing those numbers and looking at the way the number is formed so that we don't create reversals that create good habits when we're writing. So yeah, they're our 2 printables for pre-literacy and pre-numeracy with this video. So
we hope you enjoy and get some wonderful benefits out of these resources, and we look forward to hearing all about how you go. And if you do have a go at some of these activities, take some photos and tag us and show us how you went and let us know. We love getting any sort of feedback as well.
So yeah, that's all our videos for this series. We hope that you've enjoyed them, and yeah, as we mentioned earlier, yeah, we will be providing resources like this regularly, and also if you are now part of our mailing list, you'll be able to get some of our resources from us through that avenue. Otherwise, we do have our social medias as well that give great ideas.
And you will be the first to know when we do release anything like this. Because yeah, we have some exciting stuff coming up as well that you may be interested in down the track.
So yeah, have a lovely day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy.